If your editors can update a page, they can control your AI chatbot. In fact, your chatbot is your entire organization's responsibility. Just like content, agents need legal review, control from marketing, input from customer support. So, the system prompt, where much of the shaping of the agent occurs, is content, not code. But wait. What about evals and the more technical aspects of the system prompt? Aren't editors going to totally mess it up? You're going to see 5 patterns that move the system prompt out of code into content with governance. The 5 chapters are going to be breaking up your prompt, supplementing the prompt with more information, conditionals, variables, and then dealing with the agent when it fails. We're going to be using this hotel booking site as an example where all of this content is stored within Sanity. And we also have an agent where it also feeds off of Sanity using Sanity-context, which has an MCP server. So we're switching over to Sanity Studio, where we're going to look at the first pattern, breaking up the system prompt. This is where I update the rest of my site, and we have now moved our system prompt into this agent config document. Instead of using one field for the entire prompt, I'm breaking it up into 3 different fields. This is so I can lock down certain fields depending on their role. In my core prompt, I have some more technical stuff like how to render cards. But if I scroll down, I have this voice and context field. This is something very much in the editorial control. If we're promoting something, how do we want the agent to talk about it? Do we want it plugging it all the time? Do we want it to be a little bit more reserved? But for right now, we're going to check off breaking up the prompt and showing you what happens when we run a promotion on the site. Let's head back over to Sanity Studio, where we're going to open our promotion document. These are just typical promotions that we might run, for example, Spring Break, where we control the banner text at the top. And I could switch to presentation mode so we can preview the changes as we go. This is something very important for editors, so they're not guessing how this agent's going to behave. They can actually change the documents on the right and see how the agent responds on the left on their site. In here, we're able to define how the agent should talk for this given promotion. In this case, it's Spring Break, and we want the agent to respond promoting these properties that are relevant to who the user is. So we're gonna dive into this visitor as a family, but I just wanna show you that the system prompt can occur in multiple places across your data model. But here's where it gets really cool. Editors can control the conditions. So in my agent instructions, let's make this a little bit bigger and expand this field. This is a portable text editor field, and in here we have a custom block called conditional section. Editors can add this and select a condition. For example, when the visitor is a family, we want to give it certain instructions. We want to lead with kid-friendly activities, safety, easy logistics. That's going to be very different than somebody on spring break that's in their 20s looking to have some fun. So if the visitor's a spring breaker, we want to talk to them like we're their hyped friend in their early 20s and promote late checkouts. And we could demo this on the left. I'm signed in as John. I'm going to say I want to book somewhere new. This place is perfect for families with spring break coming up. This is really great. It's personal, it understands me, and it's likely going to sell more because of it. And now I've logged out and signed back in as Grace. It talks about a couple of fresh pics and beach energy, and it matches her vibe better than if I were to be John, the family man. We can go beyond conditionals and add variables. And the runtime context, this is a pretty cool field because editors can go in here and add a conditional section. We can say, okay, if the visitor is signed in, what do we want to do? Well, let's address them by their first name, which is, and we have a variable, and select the first name. Oh. Now at this point, you might be wondering, how are we going to debug this system prompt? We have it stored in multiple locations. Also, what about when this chat fails? Let's switch back over to our document in Sanity Studio. I'm gonna address the first thing where I've just simply added a new tab in Sanity Studio with some custom rendering here that assembles the system prompt. And I also have the ability to toggle this resolved and say, okay, I want to view somebody who is a family, identified as a family person. We also have agent insights. This is a part of Sanity Context, which lets you connect your agent that you build with whatever LLMs and harness that you want, but be able to connect it to Sanity with an MCP connection. We're going to see where this agent is failing, aka the content gaps. It's found 3 conversations where the spring break promotion details and discount amounts were ambiguous. So now, as an editor, if it is a shortcoming of the prompt, I can work within the same system that I edit my prompt and my content in. There's no learning new systems. It's going to a new tab. And that is the 5th pattern. I'm moving these system prompts out of code into content. An agent the entire organization can control is going to sell more, deflect more support tickets, and answer more, because the people that are editing the agent are also closest to the customers. Try Sanity Context for free today or book a demo to learn more.